Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just concentrating on the filming.
Okay.
Yeah, can I just take your numbers, please? Are you filming me?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you are now.
Engaging with you.
Yeah. Can I?
You can take the numbers, mate. 3406.
Thank you very much.
We've only come out.
Can I take your number, please?
3026, and I'm the sergeant, Scott Manning.
You're the sergeant. Okay, thank you very much. It's a social experiment that I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Explain exactly what that means.
Well, I don't have to explain. I mean, don't answer me like that. I mean, if we can have a conversation.
Can I ask you what your social experiment is then, please?
Okay. Well, there's been some abuse around people filming in public, and the police have abused powers. It's to see what sort of interaction I'm going to get by doing a legal activity. Yeah.
Okay. Do you not see, from the point of view of the police officers, that the vulnerability for us when we're coming in and out, and so not everyone's going to know who you are.
Fair enough.
And immediately that's going to maybe cause them some concern. Do you not think you have some sort of civil duty to try and sort of help the police to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable coming in and out of the police building?
Okay.
When an officer calls the auditor a vulnerability simply for not being widely recognized, it shows a clear misunderstanding of public freedoms. In an open public space, there's no law requiring someone to hand over ID just because they're filming. That only applies if specific legal grounds exist, and here, there weren't any. Labeling someone as a risk purely for carrying a camera isn't identifying danger, it's manufacturing suspicion. The officer then tries to shift the burden, implying the auditor has a duty to make officers feel comfortable, but lawful actions aren't subject to police approval. It's the role of the police to uphold those rights, fairly and without prejudice, not to rewrite them to suit their own comfort.
If what I'm doing is legal,
no, I can ask you if it's legal.
No, but if it's legal, it's not a matter of what you just said to me. It's a legal activity, so therefore I can do it. So by your explanation to me, it makes sense, but it's also a legal activity, so you've got to respect that I can do it.
At no point have I said that you can't.
No, I know you haven't,
so I asked you a
but
question,
that's the conversation, and it'll go round.
You refuse to answer it. You don't feel that you've got...
Do I have to answer it?
No.
Well, I've just given you my answer. I just said to you that because it's a legal activity and I can do it, from what you just said, negates it being a legal activity. If it was unlawful, then you can turn around and say, oh, do you know what, we're scared because you're doing something which isn't unlawful, you'd come and arrest me. But because it's legal, I can understand the concern. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being antagonistic, right, or anything like that. Yeah, of course I can understand the concern, but because it is legal, the concerns doesn't outweigh my right.
In the UK, the right to record in public is protected by both common law and Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, which guarantees freedom of expression. Without a clear direct link to an actual offense, even genuine concern isn't enough to legally detain someone or demand their personal information. A sergeant's responsibility is to act within the law, not lean on gut instinct. And here the contrast is sharp. The auditor stays composed, respectful, and informed, listening to the officer's concerns, while standing firm on his rights. He isn't creating trouble, only defending a lawful position, and the sergeant's inability to respect that boundary exposes a bigger problem. Using authority to enforce personal comfort instead of following the law.
Therefore, you're coming, you're talking to me, and that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to turn around and say, oh, we want to try to figure out what you're doing and stuff like that.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's just what I'm trying to say to you, then that's fine. And if that's the case, and you've figured out that I'm doing a legal activity, then that should be the end of the conversation, really. I mean, you can come, you can give your opinion, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but all I'm going to say to you is, I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I get that's what you're saying. We're just asking you why you're not doing anything wrong.
Because it says so, it's a law.
No, you've said you're doing a social experiment. We've said what sort of experiment you're doing. That's all we've asked you.
No,
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are not legal. Listen a second. I could go home.
No, actually, I don't have to listen a second, but I'll let you carry on.
I thought you said we're having a conversation.
No, I'll let you carry on. Well, it's not a conversation with consent. You guys have come up to me to stop me filming legally, and then you're trying to say stuff to me. Okay, but now you're trying to put your opinion onto me, which isn't what.
Did you said we're having a conversation?
Yes.
Conversations go two ways.
I know you've explained this is a social experiment.
Yeah.
We've got no way of actually testing that.
From the outset, the auditor is steady, transparent, and clear. He's filming in a public place, which is entirely legal, and even explains why he's doing it. That alone should have ended the encounter. Yet the sergeant responds with, "We don't have to believe you," flipping the legal standard on its head. In the UK, it's not the public's job to prove innocence before being left alone. It's the police's job to have reasonable suspicion before interfering. Even after offering more information than required, the auditor faces continued questioning, turning the exchange from a matter of law into a matter of doubt being used as a weapon. When police rely on vague what-ifs instead of evidence, that isn't caution, it's bias in action.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
that
your
you're
opinion,
testing
and
it.
the fact
okay,
that
let
this
you finish
is
first.
the fact that this is quite a vulnerable premises. The police officers coming in and out. Quite recently, we've had quite a lot of attacks and people that have been attacked coming in and going out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to detain you for the purpose of the search, using the powers of the Terrorism Act.
Okay. Before you do that, can I just ask you to look in my backpack, in the pocket, in the back pocket, yeah? And there's a bit of paper in there, yeah? It's a NCPP police advice in regards to Terrorism Act.
Okay, well, what
yeah?
I'm searching
No,
out
I'm
so
just
what I'll
saying,
do
it's got the
is I've
Terrorism Act.
explained the
Okay,
reason
if you want to
behind
search me,
why.
that's fine.
If
That's
I'll
fine.
explain the
Okay.
reason behind why I'm going to search.
Well, I don't agree to it, but okay.
I'll explain the
What can I say?
power. Could I
Can I answer
just explain what I'm going to explain and you can talk to me after?
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
You're detained for the purpose of search, which means you can't leave at the moment. You're not under
Fair enough.
arrest.
Okay, yeah.
You can't leave until I've completed my search. When I've
Fair enough.
finished, I'll fill out a stop slip, which will have all the powers listed on it and the reasons behind why. Okay, do you understand all of that?
I believe it's an unlawful search.
Well, I didn't ask you what your opinion was. I'm asking you, do you understand all of that? No? Okay, fine. Okay, I'm going to ask you to just take that.
Yeah, can I just put this on the floor then, please?
Yeah, it's fine,
Yeah?
it's fine.
Despite the auditor's calm explanation and the obvious lack of threat, the sergeant escalates by detaining him under the Terrorism Act, a power intended for situations involving real evidence-backed suspicion of terrorism, not for stopping peaceful public filming. The justification was flimsy at best, and the sergeant's dismissive attitude stood out just as much. When the auditor rightly stated, "I believe this is an unlawful search," the sergeant shot back, "I didn't ask for your opinion." That wasn't just abrupt, it signaled a disregard for legal protections. Instead of treating him as a citizen protected by law, he was treated as a nuisance to be removed. Using such powers without cause is a serious failure in judgment, and as it turned out, Yardley didn't just leave, he left with a legal victory.
I believe that I've just been unlawfully searched.
Right.
Yeah. Under Section 43. Yeah. I don't agree with 5 officers having to search me, considering I'm doing a legal. There's a bike. There's a bike. Let me
No
take a
one is
picture of these bikes.
suggesting-
Do you know something? Actually, you've done. See, listen. 5 of you are standing here, so as far as I'm concerned, you've all searched me.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
Even though these guys, you were okay in the beginning, so I ain't got
clarify
nothing,
with you.
no
On film
issues
as
against
well.
you. This guy here, he's there telling me that I didn't engage in the beginning, but obviously the video will show differently.
Boss man.
Yeah,
Listen to me.
I'm not a
call you
boss
boss.
man or
What would
anything
you
like
like me
that.
to call you?
Right, I think that's quite disrespectful.
Okay, what would you
yeah,
like me to call you?
in saying that. Right, yeah, I do want to stop forward
What would you like me to
actually.
call you?
And the thing about it is, yeah, you believe that you done illegal activity. I believe that it was an illegal
we'll
search.
have to agree
I
to
told you about the
disagree on that,
Section
won't we?
43 memo and all that sort of thing. I've got it in my bag
Yeah.
to show you. There's nothing that I've been doing. So
No one's suggesting that anything you've done is illegal, because if they
well
did,
then, so all you're doing is trying to get
either you
information
talk or
on
I'll
me,
talk.
which
If we
is
both talk at
it
the
doesn't
same
matter.
time, it'd be pointless.
Oh
wouldn't it?
well then that's why I wasn't talking earlier on, because I didn't make 2 of us talking at the same time. Yeah,
You were
one
asked,
person at a
what are you
time.
doing? You said a social experiment. We said, what's the nature of that? And you refused to engage with us.
Okay.
Anyone can say it's a social experiment. You need to give us a
Okay.
little bit more.
So if
you
that's
don't get
if
searched.
that's what you want to do, fine, do it to everybody. If they want to film, it's up to you. It's cool. Whatever.
When the officer remarks, "Anyone can claim it's a social experiment, you need to give us more," it reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of authority. The auditor had already explained exactly what he was doing, conducting a lawful, peaceful experiment in public. What the officers lacked wasn't extra explanation, it was reasonable suspicion. Demanding more information turns a right into something to be earned, which undermines the foundation of public freedom. The public doesn't have to keep proving they're not guilty to be left alone, and treating lawful behavior as invalid unless it meets police approval sets a dangerous precedent.
Sir,
It is what it is.
Sir, good.
Oh, do you know something? I'm just like gonna stand here now because it's too many questions.
Could I ask you some questions?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Okay, so I know that you don't agree with our grounds. Those are our grounds, and they're subjective. They're my grounds, okay? And I've explained them to you. If you want to challenge them, you can. But it's not about you filming. Filming was the reason we come over to speak to you.
Okay.
And then once we've gone into that reason behind why you're filming, this is why I've used those powers.
Okay. So
Now-
you had credible information that I could be a terrorist.
How would I know?
Or was it just that you came out to
Credible
talk to me?
information.
No. Well, I'm just going to read something to you, which it says in regards.
What name would you like me to record?
In regards to suspicion.
What name would you like me to record on this?
Yeah. What is reasonable suspicion? Yeah, the code explains that reasonable suspicion must be based on objective facts or information. It can never be based on the personal factors alone.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm quite happy with
have
that.
you got any objective facts?
Yeah.
What are they?
My objective fact is that you was filming outside a police station.
It's illegal.
which
It's illegal.
Which could be.
It's legal.
Not any point in here
It's
does it say
legal.
you've got to be acting illegally.
No, but it's legal for me to film
you're
outside a police
absolutely
station, so why
right.
bother come out?
At a pivotal moment, the auditor calmly produces the official National Police Chief's Council guidance and reads it aloud, highlighting that under the Terrorism Act, reasonable suspicion must be based on concrete intelligence or objective facts, not on instincts or unease about someone filming. This isn't his opinion. It's official policy, and it lands with quiet authority. The sergeant isn't being met with aggression, but with undeniable accuracy, and the dynamic shifts. The detained citizen becomes the one educating the officer. This moment isn't just about a questionable search. It's a reminder that even those who enforce the law are bound by it.
Absolutely right.
But why come out then? If I'm doing something which is legal, I'm not arguing. As what you said earlier on, or this officer said, it's a conversation, and we've both got a conversation, so it's not an argument. Don't try to twist it, because he's already tried to twist stuff a little bit earlier on.
You're maybe trying to provoke us now.
Not at all. Not at all. So if that's the case, then
Well, what we're
I'd
doing-
advise you
what we're
guys to go.
Well, once we're finished, we will.
Okay, so I'm not trying to provoke you. I'll zip it, or shall you zip it? Which one?
I don't mind.
Yeah, zipping it.
Fine, okay. So you're not going to give us your name? No. You're not going to tell us where you come from? You're not going to try and put the officers inside that building at rest? The person outside is fine, there's no issues with them. All we know is what we see in front of us now. Your civil duty to really help us to try and do the job a little bit better, to make us feel
That's all you wanted. If I would have agreed to that, you would have probably said, "Oh, then no worries."
To make us feel
But
a little
because I
bit
didn't
more
agree to
reassured,
it,
you're not prepared to give
it
us
is
your
what it
name?
is, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
The search under the Terrorism Act is complete, and nothing suspicious is found. Yet the sergeant presses on. You're still not going to tell us your name or where you came from. By now, suspicion is gone. What's left is control. The auditor has done more than enough, explaining his purpose, citing official guidance, and even complying with a questionable search without resistance. That should have closed the matter, but instead, the officer shifts to guilt, invoking civil duty as if withholding personal details is suspicious. Comfort isn't a legal requirement, and the auditor doesn't owe his information simply to make the police feel at ease, especially after his rights have already been tested.
You're not going to give us your name?
You just said if you'd engage with us, we would have given you.
No, it's not engaging.
But
You
wouldn't.
keep on
So-
saying about engaging.
So you got
It's
searched.
not engaging. The engagement is that I'm doing something legally, and I actually don't have to give all this information out. Yeah, but if I'm there and I'm acting all weird and stuff like that, that's different.
were.
No, because I didn't answer you. Because I
You
didn't.
gave us
Because
half
I
an
didn't.
answer and then you didn't give us
Yeah,
an
but that's-
answer. You
supposing
won't
that's
give us
how
your
I am.
name, you
Supposing
won't
that's
tell us
how
where
I
you come from.
converse.
We don't know who you are, so to
Okay.
set
All right
ourselves
then.
at risk that
So
you're
you're not
not.
going to give us your name, is that right?
Correct. I'm not.
No, you're not going to tell us any information about yourself.
Do I need
That
to?
would no, you don't.
Okay, well
But
then that's the end of
would
that's the end of
help
that
us
then.
As a
That's the
police
end of that
force
then.
to feel
That's the
very
end of that then.
reassured.
That's the end
so
of that
you
then.
don't want us to feel reassured.
That's the end of that then.
Okay. Okay, if that's your answer, you don't want us to feel reassured, then that's fine.
Alright.
All right. I'm sure you've got what you come for. I'll maybe see you another time. Okay?
He's a tyrant. He is. You're a bully. I'm suing you. Because you're a bully and you're a tyrant, aren't you? I'm suing you guys because you're bullies and tyrants.
Yardley set out to expose poor policing, misuse of power, and the erosion of public rights, and the sergeant delivered every example on camera. The outcome proves it. Yardley won his case in court and received £800 for wrongful detention, a legal confirmation that the stop was unjustified from the start. From the moment the officers arrived, they relied on assumption instead of evidence. Yardley clearly stated he was filming a social experiment, but they pushed for details he wasn't obliged to provide, dismissing his explanation entirely. When he stood firm, professionalism faded and pressure tactics took over, culminating in a detention and search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, with no credible grounds. Even after finding nothing, the sergeant kept asking for personal details, using civic duty as leverage. That's not reasonable suspicion, it's overreach. Yardley stayed composed, cited the law, and showed that their actions had no legal basis, ending the encounter with the sergeant's smug departure, a perfect example of why knowing your rights matters. Because sometimes it takes the public to remind the police of the rules they're sworn to uphold.